So my topic for today is success factors for connectivity, and I'm coming from a ZF group responsible in the ZF Aftermarket for global business and channel development. And the aftermarket business is not always a fun business. Yeah? You all know that we all love mobility. You might be a car enthusiast. So mobility is an essential need. We love mobility, but maintenance and repair, the aftermarket, is often not so much fun. Before we dive deep into the topic, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an aftermarket professional, so having worked for more than 10 years in different management positions in the aftermarket. I'm also a global traveler, so in my role as global business development, both business and private travel is my passion, at least pre-coronavirus. You might see that I'm also a gourmet and hobby chef. I like to cook what I eat, and I like to eat what I cook. I'm a social media junkie, so please feel free to Google me and add me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever. And I'm a digital early adopter, so I love to talk about technology. So connectivity is one of my passionate topics. So what will my contribution today be? So I like to ignite your ideas. I like to spark a little bit your thinking on innovation, give you some food for thought and discussion, maybe also later in the session and when I join the panel. It's always a little bit flavored with my personal opinions and experiences, so it's not always just the corporate opinion, so to say, of ZF, and I'm gonna try and make it high speed, and please feel free to ask me later, also to challenge me, because this is not the only truth, and it can be discussed. So maybe during the day, you might have heard from some of the previous presenters that many connectivity ventures and use cases fail. And you know some of these examples. I don't have to mention them. There is some bubblegum on the street, and you might walk in that bubblegum, and your venture or your connectivity use case might fail. And I would like to answer your questions on what did I learn, what did ZF learn from past and also current ongoing connectivity projects? What are the most common traps and how can we avoid them? So at the end, what are the key success factors? And I list from my perspective, the 5 most important success factors for connectivity business cases. And as a base for that, I'm going to use the ZF experience of ZF Group, together with our newly acquired company, WAPCO, for commercial vehicles. In total, we are connecting more than 150,000 connected vehicles today from more than 1,700 customers or customers of our connectivity solutions. And these solutions are developed and sold and operated by more than 400 employees just in the connectivity business of ZF. The application scope is broad, so everything from marine and rail to construction and agriculture equipment, of course passenger cars, also buses, coaches, trucks, trailers, and the new mobility vehicles like people or cargo movers as well. And there is a large opportunity within the ZF Group portfolio to connect things. ZF has a broad system expertise, a unique systems expertise in both electrified powertrain, vehicle motion control, automated driving, and integrated safety. And all these systems work with data. So there are many opportunities, many potential use and business cases where you can connect things. And when you think now of your company, where you are active, you might have a different perspective, and that's the interesting area of connectivity, really leveraging the power of data here. How do we do that? And you might be aware, but I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page. So we are connecting different vehicle types, as I said. It can be mixed fleets, can be monotype fleets. We are collecting the data either directly from a vehicle interface or via an onboard unit. Could be a larger unit for a commercial vehicle or a small OBD dongle connected maybe via the mobile network or via Bluetooth with your device. Storage usually done and analytics usually done in the cloud. And then, of course, the user interface the visualization, the app, or connections via API to your system. The connectivity solution you can imagine, and also the connectivity solution we as a ZF have experience with, are very broad. So ranging from typical telematics vehicle data solution to diagnostics, so for example, remote diagnostics or predictive maintenance, engineering solutions, asset tracking, where you really track where are my goods, where are my things, either in a factory, for example, or on the road in the supply chain, and also even entertainment solutions for city bus and coach operators, where you might offer Wi-Fi. I'll show something later. So now what is important? What is the first trap you might walk into? The first trap is when you look at these kind of systems you have, the great engineering power you have, or you have in your environment, if you let only the software engineers define your solution, and that's actually what often happens in large corporations, that the software engineers, the developers, your own employees define the solution, and they don't tell the customers what they are thinking about. So I'm encouraging you, really co-develop with customers. It's easy said. I think many know that this is a key to success, but how does it really work? So what do we do? So we do workshops, and ask yourselves, are you doing that as well? Workshops early on really discussing your potential solution in a very early stage with all your customers. Are you really co-developing, or are you only talking about it? Are you really inviting your customers to talk intensively, in depth, about their pain points? Are you doing a detailed user journey mapping to really understand the customer's problem and then come up with the solutions? Or do you have the solution in mind first and then tell your customers what you want to sell them? So when you do that, and in this example, we are doing that extensively with public transportation companies and bus operators, trying to understand what they need. For example, they tell us what they need in terms of remote diagnostics, predictive diagnostics, fleet management, or driver behavior. And then you come up with a solution, and one of these solutions developed together with these bus operators and coach operators was a solution we called Roadcaster. That's a device where actually the passengers can stream, get internet access, all branded in the customer's corporate identity, and also including feedback on the system itself, on your solution, so you can learn, and also on the journey on the bus. So this was one of the outcomes, really trying to understand the customer and not what can our engineers do and what can they build. Another example is our ZF Smart Service device developed by ZF Aftermarket. Also co-developed with customers, in this case, together with mechanics from passenger car workshops. So they told us what they really need for quick diagnostic when the car comes in and they want to do a quick check, a quick service check. And with this device, you can get rid of, like you might know that a typical passenger car workshop today has a very expensive equipment just for diagnostics, often worth more than 10,000 euros or dollars. And now you just need this small connector, this small Bluetooth connector, and an app. You don't need a new device. You just take your smartphone or tablet. And that's what customers told us, saying, like, can we get this a little bit faster, easier, with a better interface than the current old incumbent systems have? And then you come up with this kind of device, at least for the current generation of cars, which is not yet always communicating diagnostic results directly and remotely with the workshop. So the workshop still needs that kind of a dongle to connect. It's not permanently connected like other dongles. This is only one the mechanic would use to run a quick diagnostic in the workshop. What's the second trap? Now, when you listen to your customers, you easily walk in the second trap. You're too customized. Too customized, meaning you just understand one customer, and the solution is not scalable. So my suggestion is, and key to success from my perspective, is to really build it scalable by anticipating the needs of more customers, similar customers, hundreds and thousands of customers in advance. Then you build a scalable solution. And how could that look like? For this example you have seen, when we try and talk to the bus and coach operators and the public transportation companies, we came up with a solution that has this cloud with us, so several features, the onboard unit, diagnostic data, suitable for several target groups, and bringing answers and the value propositions to their needs. So really being an end-to-end solution which is customizable, but also scalable. So you can roll it out to hundreds of customers worldwide in all kinds of different languages, with all kinds of different industry and governance standards and legal standards, with all kinds of different technology environments. And one of the elements is that to make it scalable, of course, you make it customizable by having apps in this area. And again, we are talking here, you see here some of the apps, applications you can choose when you are a bus operator and are getting a connectivity solution. So you could pick some of the fleet management features, the advanced applications like data analytics or remote diagnostics, driver management, like showing your driver how to drive more eco-friendly, and also value for passengers like what we have seen before with the Wi-Fi connectivity. And if you do that, you come up with a great use case. So the customers love your use case. They love the innovation you're bringing to the table, but you might have a bad business case. So what's the third key to success? It's always think and act like an entrepreneur. So think like you would own the company. Think like it would be your own money if it's not your own money. Really make sure that you have a great business model, that you have a great way of monetizing your connectivity solution, that you have underlying high-performing connectivity products, and also an efficient operation engine to run that smoothly. So operations, financials, get them right in your business case so that you don't fail once you build a great use case, an innovative use case, but you might not have a great business case. So trap number 4, and I said I'm going to go quick. Trap number 4 is a closed and fixed architecture. So if your architecture is too closed, too fixed, you might fail again. And we have seen these examples, and I must say also for us at ZF, it was a learning curve to say we have to be open, we have to be kind of flexible in our ecoverse, how we build it. So let me show you an example again, how you can do that. And there are many great solutions in the market from other market players in the field, and you know probably some of them that work similar. I can show you a little bit how it works when we talk about maintenance automation. So again, something you can offer for all kinds of different vehicle types. So be open to different vehicle types. You store the data in your cloud, for example. So let's be open. It can be your own cloud. It can be also a third-party cloud from Microsoft or Amazon. Then you might use artificial intelligence algorithms to analyze the data, to run the predictive maintenance. And again, could be your own one, could be a third-party one, or it could be an open standard you use. The artificial intelligence then sends notifications to apps, to different programs. For example, that there's a service needed, and there might be other applications running in the background, like service appointment applications, for example, and might be connected to a service network. And again, let's be open to third-party apps, working together with other platforms, working together with different service providers. So of course, if you look now from my perspective, being employed by ZF Aftermarket, of course you might say, oh yes, ZF might use the ZF Aftermarket network. We do have ZF service partners and also thousands of ZF ProTech partners worldwide. So these are repair shops, workshops offering the repair. But if you limit it to just your own ecoverse, if you have it too closed, that's a risk for failure. So when you open it, really be flexible and also challenge the things that are there and always have been there, like also your hardware, your connectivity gateway. So does it have to be your own hardware, or would you also be able to connect maybe your cloud and platform to a third-party hardware? And the other way around, if you use your own hardware, be open to maybe the Amazon or Microsoft cloud, as I said, to a third-party cloud, to maybe even a cloud from competition, to a cloud from your customers. Let's be open. And the same again for the service partner network, the service concept, the service booking, the service platforms, all the service ecoverse. Let's also be open to what we use and how we design this. And last but not least, if you design all this, and you've already heard it from being open and flexible, let's not try to be the lonely warrior. Many of us have tried to be in the past. Of course, it's great if your company has success, but in the area of connectivity, in this innovative space, you have to be open to form powerful alliances. And I'm also here today to say this is my personal way of thinking, and also of many of my colleagues, that we believe that powerful alliances with other players in the industries, with new ventures, with platform providers, with software vendors, with application developers, with customers, let it be spare parts distributors, let it be workshop chains, let it be automotive OEMs. Let's be open for these powerful alliances to make sure that these connectivity solutions don't fail anymore as often as they did in the past. Because my personal outlook is quite pessimistic. I believe that there will be more connectivity business cases failing in the future. We will see more connectivity ventures going out of business. So it's still an open race. I also believe that in the future we'll see like the big connectivity giants. We will see really successful companies in this area. Currently, we don't see that giant winner yet. But this will be key from my perspective to also build the alliances. So let me summarize the traps you have seen. So if you let only your software engineers define your solution, that's the first trap. So better co-develop with customers and really make sure that you bring them in. Have the guts to tell them early in the process what you're thinking about, even if that solution might never make it to the market. And once you talk and co-develop with their customers, let's not be too customized, the second trap. Let's rather build it scalable by anticipating, building it for thousands of customers who have similar needs. Let's be innovative, let's build great use cases, but let's not forget that there might be a bad business case behind a great innovation. The innovation might be expensive, but we don't have a solution yet how to monetize. So that's the third solution, the third success factor. Act like it would be your own company, like you would be the entrepreneur. And then the last two, instead of closed and fixed architecture, I always prefer the open and flexible ecoverse. Again, easy said, difficult to realize. Let's not be the lonely warrior. Let's form powerful alliances. And then, and forgive me, one advertising slide to end this. So please feel free to reach out. We are in almost all countries of the world, in more than 140 locations, and supplying spare parts and services all over the world. So if you believe this is the right way to go, feel free to reach out. And how can you do so? Please contact me on social media. I said in the beginning, I'm the social media junkie. So I'm really looking forward to your comments and your thoughts. So please add me, not just on LinkedIn, where many of you might be. I'm also on Instagram with a business profile. So feel free to follow me there and to reach out.